Imagine walking through the streets of Abu Dhabi at sunset, wearing those iconic white gloves and the chocolate brown uniform, knowing you're part of one of the most elite flight crews in the sky. It sounds like a dream, but most people who apply for Etihad Airways fail because they overlook the most basic non-negotiable rules. Today, I'm giving you the exact blueprint to make sure you're the one they hire. Most candidates think Etihad is just looking for friendly people. That is a massive mistake. Etihad isn't just an airline, it's a national brand of the UAE, and they are obsessed with a very specific type of boutique hospitality. If you show up acting like you're applying for a budget carrier, you've already lost. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact requirements and the secret vibe that recruiters are desperately searching for. First, let's talk about the Digital Gatekeeper, the application. Etihad uses an applicant tracking system. If your CV doesn't have the right keywords, a human will never even see it. You need to highlight your high school diploma and your English fluency. If you speak a second language, scream it from the rooftops. It's a massive plus in their eyes. But here's the part most people trip up on: the physical standards. Unlike many other airlines, Etihad does not use a reach test. Instead, they have a hard floor. You must be at least 163 centimeters tall. If you're a millimeter under, the system or the recruiters will filter you out. And let's talk about the look. Etihad demands a high standard of personal grooming. This means no visible tattoos and no piercings. For the ladies, you're allowed exactly one earring per lobe. That's it. If you show up with a nose stud or a tattoo on your wrist, the interview ends before it begins. But here's the part nobody talks about: the lifestyle reality. Etihad requires you to be at least 21 years old and have a clean criminal record. But there's a specific requirement that catches people off guard. You must be willing to serve alcohol, even during the holy month of Ramadan. You are moving to a Middle Eastern country, but you are working for a global, secular business. If you have any hesitation about this, or if you can't swim, even with a flotation device, you aren't ready for the safety-critical side of this job. Now, let's get into the room. The assessment day is a marathon. Since there's no reach test, they focus heavily on your presence. In the group exercises, 70% of people get sent home. Why? Because they try too hard to be the leader. Recruiters aren't looking for the loudest person in the room. They're looking for the best listener. In UAE culture, humility and respect are everything. If you interrupt someone or shoot down an idea during the group task, you're out. Instead, acknowledge your teammates. Say, "That's a great point. Sarah, how about we add this to it?" That shows teamwork and emotional intelligence. But wait, there's a specific curveball question they love to throw at you. They might ask, how would you handle a passenger who refuses to stop using their phone during takeoff? Most people say, "I'd tell them it's the rule." Wrong. Etihad wants to see how you balance firmness with grace. You don't just enforce a rule. You manage an experience while complying with UAE and GCA safety requirements. Which leads us to the final interview. This is the golden ticket moment. The recruiters will sit across from you and ask about your experience. Do not just list your duties. Tell stories. Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. But here's the secret sauce. Make sure your result always focuses on the guest's feelings. Did you make a nervous customer feel safe? Did you turn a complaint into a thank you note? Etihad wants to hear how you create inspiration in the cabin. Now, you might be thinking, what if I've never worked in aviation? Here's the truth. Etihad loves people from high-end retail, luxury hotels, or upscale restaurants. If you've ever handled a high-pressure environment where the customer is king, you have exactly what they need. You just have to frame your experience through the lens of luxury and global travel. But even if you ace the interview, there's one more hurdle. You must be able to travel without restrictions. If your passport or legal status limits where you can fly, you can't do the job. This isn't just a career, it's a total relocation to Abu Dhabi. The recruiters are silently asking themselves, will this person fit in here? Will they respect the local customs while representing our global brand? Think about it. In a few months, you could be waking up in a crew apartment, heading to the briefing room at the Etihad Innovation Center, and preparing to fly to Paris, Sydney, or New York. The process is strict because the standard is excellence. You have the checklist now. You know the height, the grooming rules, and the mindset. The only thing left to do is polish that CV and show them you're the perfect fit. Would you like me to draft a high-converting CV template specifically for these Etihad requirements?